Hello everyone, my name is Chris Parker. I'm here to give you a presentation on how I think naps in the workforce can help out productivity. Dr. John Medina wrote a book called Brain Rules, 12 Principles of Surviving and Thriving at Work. And he stated, ever feel tired in the afternoon? That's because your brain really wants to take a nap. There's a battle raging in your head between two armies. Each army is made of legions of brain cells and biochemicals, one desperately trying to keep you awake and the other desperately trying to force you to sleep. Around 3 p.m., 12 hours after midpoint of your sleep, all your brain wants to do is nap. As Dr. John Medina stated, a lot of people start to get tired in the afternoon. For many of us, this comes while we are at work. I know for me, when this time comes around, I really want to take a nap. Naps at work will not only benefit you in doing your job, but will also make your boss happy by increasing productivity. So let's get started by talking about how it will help you at doing your job. Many of us have a hard time doing our job at work, especially in the afternoon, because we are tired. When we are tired, there are many of our human skills that don't work at 100%. Some of these functions are creativity, alertness, motor skills, and memory and decision making. Without these skills, our productivity would decrease. So first, let's talk about creativity. There are many jobs where 100% of the job requires creativity, like maybe being a fashion designer, or maybe a makeup artist, or even a video game designer. Imagine doing any of these jobs while you're tired. You definitely would not be very creative. So what about alertness? A doctor by the name of Mark Rosekind headed a NASA-funded study that showed pilots who were allowed to take a nap between 40 to 45 minutes improved their performance by 34% and their alertness by 54%. There are many other careers that would be able to benefit from that type of alertness. For example, an air traffic controller or our military. And all three of these jobs, or any job for that matter, if you are not 100% alert, you could have an accident. Then the chances are you would not be able to work, and if you're not at work, then you're not productive. Motor skills are required to do almost anything we do on a day-to-day basis. And one job that requires excellent motor skills is a carpenter. What if a carpenter is trying to drive a nail while he is tired, but he keeps missing the nail? That is time wasted. Or if he's trying to cut a board and he keeps cutting it wrong, then that's just more time wasted. Another example might be a welder working on a bridge. A welder has to have steady hands in order to weld, or his welds could fail. And if his welds fail, the bridge will fail. A little 30-minute nap could help out both of these tradesmen and increase productivity. And one of the most essential skills required for humans to do their job is memory and decision making. If you are tired of working on a complex task where you have to pay attention to one thing while holding a bunch of other things in your memory, you'd probably forget everything if you're tired. An article written by Eric Markowitz, it states, in 2010, researchers at the University of Berkeley confirmed that napping can improve the brain's ability to retain information. According to the researchers at UC Berkeley, if one of those employees who are required to use a lot of memory, then a nap would definitely help you get your job done more efficiently and increase productivity. So let's talk about how a 30-minute power nap can help an employee be more productive at their job. But does it really help the company where they work? According to an article called How Naps Increase Your Productivity by Rochelle Newborg, a Harvard study estimated that sleep deprivation costs American companies $63.2 billion in lost productivity. That is a lot of money and time wasted just for being tired. Fortunately, there are many companies who know this and allow their employees to take a nap. One company called Yard Metals in Bristol, Connecticut, found many of the employees sleeping on the job. So what they did was built new office areas and established nap rooms with couches. 15 years later, Yard Metals has grown to nearly 700 employees with $500 million in annual revenue. Craig Yard, the founder of the company, states that, without question, naps improve productivity. Another prosperous company that encourages their naps to sleep is well-known Google. And they have set up sleep pods throughout their campus to allow their employees to take a nap. I don't know if you can see it too good, but this is an example of one of their sleep pods. And they're a prime example of how a nap can improve productivity. And there are many other companies that encourage their employees to take a nap as well, like Nike, Procter & Gamble, Time Warner, and even Newsweek. But unfortunately, being tired also leads to accidents for some companies. And accidents for some companies can stop product production. The Exxon Valdez oil spill in Alaska was a prime example. One of the main factors of the incident, according to the National Transportation Safety Board, was the failure of Exxon Shipping Company to supervise the master and provide a rested and sufficient crew for the Exxon Valdez, and the failure of the third mate to properly maneuver the vessel, possibly due to fatigue. And that was a lot of money wasted. And you can see in the picture some of the damage it did in Alaska. Another example that is well known is the Challenger space shuttle. In both incidents, if the crew would just have taken a quick nap, it may have never happened. So I stated how sleep deprivation has cost American companies $63.2 billion in lost production. What if a lot more companies would operate like prosperous companies like Google or Yard Metals and allow their employees to take a nap? Maybe that $63.2 billion loss could be a gain. Like I said in my introduction, naps at work will not only help you do your job, but could also make your boss happy by increasing productivity. I've talked about how a 30-minute nap can help you as an employee increase certain skills by 100%, and in return increase productivity. I've also talked about how there are many major companies that encourage their employees to take naps to increase productivity. So I hope that all of you will agree with myself and Dr. John Medina that when you start to get tired and your productivity drops, that you really could use a nap. Thank you.